From hotspots to hidden gems, this is your guide to all things local, the LA Unscripted way, from the beloved Autry Museum of the American West. Sculptures, paintings, architecture, photographs, and film, all helping to tell the tales of our past. Welcome to LA Unscripted, everyone. I'm Dina Devitt, and tonight it's all about our local history, the places and stories that have stood the test of time that we can still enjoy and learn from today, just like right here at the Autry Museum of the American West. Founded in 1988 and located in beautiful Griffith Park, hundreds of thousands visit this intercultural center every year, so it's time to saddle up and go off script.
You know, one of the things that sometimes people tell me is the Autry is Los Angeles' best kept secret.
Though someday someone new may share my days with you.
I don't want to be the best kept secret. I want to be recognized widely as the best museum about the larger story about the American West and a real jewel, a cultural treasure for Los Angeles. We are a history museum first and foremost. That is something that Gene Autry really wanted us to be. Gene Autry, who is the founder of this museum, but is probably most famous as the singing cowboy.
But at last we found the trail to home, sweet home.
Was for a time in the 1930s probably the most popular movie star in the world. His fortune, though, owed to his wise investments as well in the production of movies and television shows, as well as in the buying real estate, hotels, sports teams, the California Angels, television stations, the Golden West Broadcasting Network, including KTLA. This museum owes its existence in part to KTLA. That is, the selling of that's Golden West Broadcasting Network, including KTLA, by Gene Autry in 1982, I believe, is what helped to fund, at its origins in 1988, the Gene Autry Museum of Western Heritage.
You know, I kind of expected this to be Western and kind of dark and brown and dry, but this is really colorful and beautiful.
Yeah, this is Imagine West Gallery, which is one of our new core galleries. We opened it in 2023, and we really wanted to challenge people's expectations about what is West and what is Western. The mission statement of the Autry is to bring together the stories of all peoples of the American West, connecting the past with the present to inspire our shared future. We happen to be in a gallery that's devoted to land and landscape here. But if you turned your camera around, you could see various native chief's blankets, Navajo blankets, or a piece of contemporary work by an Iroquois artist. Or in the middle here, a work by a distinguished Pueblo ceramicist, a sculpture by a Pueblo ceramicist. So this little interactive, very low tech, spin the wheels.
Okay. And
both wheels.
Okay.
One of these wheels is basically filled with lots of things we associate with the Old West. Okay. The other with things that are maybe a little bit different. So our education department is really one of the jewels of this museum. The Autry has long served tens of thousands of school children every year. We get about 200,000 visitors a year. I'd like to get a lot more.
Many lonely trails we have known.
And we are now in the newest permanent gallery, Imagined West. Did you know the Autry Museum was voted favorite museum by LA Daily News readers 5 years in a row? That should for sure earn it a spot on your LAU must-check-out list. Now let's see where Olivia De Bortoli is turning back the clock.
This photo is amazing. We are standing in this spot, but this was 1928, right?
Yes, it is. This is how the museum looked in 28. They got here in 1924, and so you can see their firefighting equipment. They had a hook and ladder truck here where the guy steers the back, the tillerman, and there's 2 engines right here. This is a crew of the A shift, all 13 of the guys here. The African American Firefighting Museum is housed in old fire station number 30. which was one of 2 segregated fire stations in Los Angeles between 1924 and 1955. The station was built in 1913, so it's over 100 years old. It's also a local and national historic landmark. And it's one of the first freestanding African-American firefighting museums in the nation. We've been here since 1997, and it's strictly volunteer and donation driven. And we house the artifacts of the pioneering black firefighters of the 50s that went through the integration of the fire department, and also those that came before them. And so this is a location where we celebrate that achievement of integrating the fire service, of showing how diversity does work, and perseverance.
One of my favorite things in this museum is all of the old photos. They are just so cool, and you could tell they tell such a story.
They do. Now this picture right here is interesting, taken in 1929. Now if you notice, across the street from us is the old Coca-Cola bottling company. Well, every day, the rookie had to go across the street and he was given a case of Cokes. In those days, the crates were made of wood and all the bottles were made of glass. And you better not drop any bottles navigating the streetcar and all the traffic. And so here are the guys drinking their Cokes in front of the station. Most people don't know this, and I didn't know it till I went to Chicago, Illinois. So in Chicago, the pole comes from there. In 1878, a little before that, there was an all-black crew at Engine 21 in downtown Chicago. One of their firefighters actually slid down a binding pole they used for storing hay. And when they did that, they go, hey, we got something here. So it was invented by black firefighters in Chicago.
Amazing. All right, this is extra special because do you recognize this name? This is yours, right?
Yes, it was. When before I became a firefighter with the LA County Fire Department, I was an Explorer Scout in high school, and I acquired this coat. And when I became LA County firefighter, I sent to the LA County Fire Department on there, a little fire in the red. This is LA history. This is part of LA's African American history, which is also Los Angeles history. I mean, we're talking about over 132 years of service. Because when people think about black firefighters, if you ask the question, when do you think the first black firefighter was hired? Most people say, oh, the 60s, or maybe the 50s, maybe the 70s. Well, nah, try 1892. They're like, what? Oh yeah, and there were 2 guys in the 1890s. So people didn't know that. So this historic Central Avenue corridor where we're located was the hub of Black LA. You know, there's a lot of documentaries been done on Central Avenue, and so we're on the avenue itself. In fact, the older black firefighters said they used to call themselves the Central Avenue Fire Department because they can only work at 2 stations on Central Avenue. And so there's so many stories, and stories of joy and triumph and perseverance, and we want them to come learn about that.
Who knew? And let's see if you know this one. Why is history like a fruitcake? 'Cause it's full of dates. All right, let's take a bite out of another local spot that's been around for a while.
LACMA isn't just a place where you can see some cool art. On the weekends, it's all about the free music.
There's a lot of music activity here at the museum. It's a beautiful art museum. We actually have 4 music series that we do throughout the year. Jazz at LACMA is primarily what most people know about. We also have a series called Latin Sounds. There's a series called Classical Around Town. And finally, we have a series called Art and Music. Art and Music celebrates the museum's exhibitions. They're kind of spread out through the year. So LACMA opened in 1965. It's gone through a lot of growth since those early days. There's the Resnick Pavilion and what we call BCAM, the Broad Contemporary Art Museum. And then our newest neighbor is the Academy Museum. A lot of times the museum has this kind of border to it. It's like, oh, it's an art museum, and you feel uncomfortable, and we want to take away all those barriers. Come check it out. It's a beautiful campus. We have all these amazing musicians drawing people in. People come and picnic, gather.
We come every Friday for the LACMA Jazz program. It's a phenomenal musical expression from 6 to 8 o'clock. We get out here early, set up our table and chairs and have a little cocktail.
It's very important because it allows us to come together where we all know each other. We have an opportunity to share wine, and we share whatever foods we bring, and we have wonderful conversations. It's an opportunity to relax at the end of the week.
I promise that no 2 weeks will be the same. The concert series exclusively features LA's finest. All we do is LA musicians here. It's a celebration of LA.
My name is Bruce Lett, and I'm the leader of the band. The band is 6 beats apart. I think, now we're going to change it back to maybe just like 6 beats because nobody identifies with it now. But yeah, back when COVID was going on, that was kind of a clever name. This is a great venue because it gives us a chance to play our music the way we want to play it in front of thousands of people.
This is also not a bad venue because you're playing right in front of these iconic lights.
Yeah. From what I understand, they are photographed more than the Hollywood sign. And I believe it because when I'm playing constantly, it's like you can look and there's all, like right now, I know somebody's taking pictures.
We try to be kind of this town center. I always say music is the vehicle, community is the goal. So 3 out of the 4 concert series that we do are free to the public. So it's about giving everybody this easy access to the museum, come hear some amazing musicians, check out some of the galleries, and really be with each other. It grabs the community like nothing else.
No bull, this is absolutely why I love our city. Things that are old are never out of style. And we're gonna move on because we're just getting started from here at the Autry Museum. LA Unscripted will be right back, so don't steer clear. Welcome back to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin, and tonight we're inside the Autry Museum of the American West for this special history-themed episode of LAU.
Many lonely trails we have known.
So the Autry is really committed to opening itself up to the community. One, we've recently quadrupled the number of free hours we have every month. And Autry After Hours programs, which will keep us open every Thursday evening from 6 to 9, as well as have lots of activities out on our South Lawn, lots of activities going on in the museum.
Another pal like you.
Just like the walls of this center are lined with portraits that paint a picture of our past, this next stop has visitors stepping back in time.
The La Brea Tar Pits are an indoor-outdoor museum located on Wilshire Boulevard in the Miracle Mile, and they are asphaltic deposits that formed from about 50,000 years ago to today that have entrapped incredible life forms, really capturing Ice Age Los Angeles.
Can I just pull this out?
Yeah.
So these look like a lot of jaws, is that right?
That's correct. So these are jaws of coyotes, still living.
George Hancock, who owned this land, discovered not only oil, but also bones of animals in the asphaltic deposits that he originally thought were cattle. It turns out that they weren't. They found a saber tooth, and that's when they realized there was something very special on this location. LA was actually above water from about 100,000 years ago to today. And what these fossils actually were the large animals, the megafauna that were walking around this area, the Serengeti, basically of Los Angeles, much larger animals, mammoths, mastodons, saber-toothed cats, ground sloths, a whole assortment of very large animals. The most notable find is probably the saber-toothed cats that are found here. It is the California state fossil. You get a sense of how tall these were. That's why we call this, we like to say this is the Serengeti, but with much larger animals. That's what Ice Age Los Angeles looked like. What you see happening today with asphalt that's still bubbling up around on the land, on the park, really is just little seepages coming up. The La Brea Tar Pits and Museum have more Ice Age fossils than any other place in the world. So we have almost 6 million fossils and specimens in our collection.
Okay, we have to take another break, but we are not done horsing around. More locations you'll want to visit when LA Unscripted from the Autry Museum returns. By the way, do you like my horse? I named her Marilyn Monroe. It was between that and David Hasselhoff. The Autry Museum was established in LA in 1988, so here's a fun LAU Who Knew. Also in 1988, I graduated high school, and Michael Jackson brought the Bad Tour to the old LA Memorial Sports Arena. What a thrill! Now here's another destination dishing some good local history. At the corner of 7th and Alvarado is one of LA's most iconic spots, and it was Sam Rubin's favorite food place.
Langer's is a Jewish deli, family-owned and run. It was started by my parents, Gene and Al Langer, June 17th, 1947. And we have enjoyed serving the customers and the people from the city of Los Angeles, be it politicians, be it doctors and lawyers, or be it regular people and families.
One of my most favorite dishes is the matzo ball soup, because every time I get sick, I order this soup from Langer's Deli.
It comes from all of the old Jewish culture. My mother's mother was from Hungary, and she made it different than my father's mother, who was from Russia.
So which one did you choose?
A little bit of both.
Really?
You know you're doing it right when you have recurring customers that keep coming back, whether it be once a week or once a year, but they're back. And that tells me we're doing it right.
Look who's here, Norm.
Yeah.
Look who's pulling up next to you.
It's about time to see you.
I know. This is just so fast. I was just stunned.
Do you remember the first time you met Sam?
You know what? I knew Sam for so many years, and I was very fortunate to be able to be invited to the studio on several occasions and talk with Sam and talk on air and bring food there.
It's the greatest place.
He would have the number 19. He loved the soups. He loved the dessert. He liked a little bit of everything. You know, but I think his favorite was the number 19, as it is with many people.
You know, we came here kind of on a whim, but also because we wanted to order the Sam Rubin number 19. It's our first time here, and we just wanted to come and remember Sam.
You're gonna teach me to make one of the most iconic dishes in Los Angeles. What is it?
It's a number 19.
This is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is the famous Langer's pastrami.
I've won the Michelin Gourmand Award. I've won the James Beard Award. I've got several awards from the city of Los Angeles, the county. I've got from the California Senate. One of the honors we had several years ago, the intersection here has signed it, and it's Langer's Deli.
Look at that. Look at that. I mean, seriously. The Mona Lisa is not as pretty as that. Cheers to you, Sammy, to one of your favorite sandwiches, the number 19. You are such a legend in this community. Thank you for how you treated Sam. Thank you for all of the food today.
You're more than welcome, but you must understand, your afternoon here is not over. I mean, I expect you to wash some dishes so you understand the full circle here. We don't just come in here and eat.
Oh, I have to earn my keep?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're just gonna do this. Go. Even the biggest history buff may enjoy a visit there, or perhaps this next favorite find that's filled with fun facts.
So put some steam on it, okay? And then hold it down and then shape.
Yes.
That's it, girl.
I'm a hat shaper.
I think you do it better than me now.
The Western lifestyle, you're right, we're in LA, so it isn't a lifestyle, but here we try to make it a lifestyle. The Country General Store is a legacy in the San Fernando Valley. We've been on this corner since 1956. My father started this business in 1956 as an Army-Navy store. I stepped in 1972 and transitioned slowly, and by 1978, we were the Country General Store Western store. The San Fernando, when we first opened up, was very rural, and we had many people with ranches and orange groves, walnut farms, and so forth. So we provided a lifestyle for these people, good workwear, good Western boots, heavy outerwear, flannel shirts, and just great apparel that lasts for forever. My idols were Gene Autry and Roy Rogers. And I've had the good fortune of having them in my store several times. So Mr. Autry actually presented his personal hat to me. This is his Stetson with his name inside, Mr. Gene Autry. The store has a history of attracting the entertainment industry, everybody that embraces this Western lifestyle. The Country General Store has it for them.
What are we doing here?
Okay, as you can see, Jose has a hat in his hand and the steam is coming out of the billow. What he's doing is he's reblocking and reshaping this hat to the likes of somebody who wears that hat. So now what he's going to do, once it gets to a point where he can manipulate the fur, he'll bring down the brim, which is this part of the hat, and he'll shape it to the likings of the customer's need. We are a family business, and I feel that I want them to walk out feeling that they're part of our team.
That is a lot of history in one show, and now we are out of time. Thank you so much to the Autry Museum for letting us go off script. Where will we circle the wagons next? You never know. Good night, everyone. Mwah.